Please enjoy this presentation of Dr. Wells and her Digital Academy students.
Hi, my name is Dr. Carrie Wells. I am a second grade teacher at Wiles Elementary School, and this is my 12th year teaching. Having learned online myself as a student once, I chose to be a Digital Academy teacher for several reasons. First and foremost, obviously because of the pandemic we have right now and maintaining my safety and the safety of my students. But I also appreciated the challenge of having to rethink education in a new way. My project is called Empowering Student Voices. Through my experience as both a learner and teacher, I recognize the importance of feeling a connection to the texts we read. My belief is that if students are exposed to the voices of people who tend to be underrepresented through high-quality children's literature, they too will find their own voices and the confidence to express themselves. So I wanted to introduce my students to new people through these books, like Wangari Maathai, who was the first African woman to receive the Nobel Prize for her environmental work, Temple Grandin, who is a woman with autism who's an advocate for the humane treatment of livestock, or Henry Brown, who escaped slavery to freedom by mailing himself to Pennsylvania. We talk a lot about resilience and facing challenges, and all of these books represent people who had challenges to overcome, but did so with incredible strength and courage. In addition to purchasing almost 100 books, I also purchased STEAM kits and materials for my students. I do a lot of literature-based STEAM activities, which means I draw from the books that we read and either purchase activities through something like Teachers Pay Teachers or create my own activities that allow them to really explore the concepts in the book. So if we learn about someone who is a scientist, let's try our hands at recreating some of what they did. And then I have the students to kind of connect with one another. The parents actually take photos of what the children have created, and we share those with each other to still build that sense of community. Some of the materials I've sent home in STEAM kits so that, again, we could do all different types of activities with materials that children may not have in their homes already. And part of that equalizes that equity component that I talk about, making the materials accessible to everyone. So this project just began in the fall, but I've actually already seen measurable success from my students. Some of the things that I'm looking at are obviously informal type assessments, the projects they're creating, some of their informal writing samples, but then we are looking at standardized assessments. And one of the standardized assessments I use is called the iStation ISIP, specifically in the area of reading based on the nature of this grant program. And it looks at several areas of reading. And you get a baseline score at the beginning of the year. So my class average in September was a 232. I began this project the end of November once my materials came in. And since then, my score now in February was a 245 for my class average, which would be a 13-point increase. But the part that I think is most noteworthy is the area of vocabulary, which has increased significantly. So in September, the vocabulary score was a 234 average, and now it is a 256, an increase of 22 points. What's really important to note here is that I have 4 English language learners in my class, and I see that vocabulary development in this assessment and in their daily work as well. Anecdotally, I also see a high level of engagement with my students, which I know can be a challenge with digital learning. So it's nice to see that they are motivated by the books I share and the materials we use to complete our projects that are available through this Catalyst for Change grant.